Welcome everyone. Today we have Dr. Mansi Rege with us. She is currently a SR in Lokmanya Tilak Medical College, Mumbai, and she has completed her MD from the same institute. During her MD, she has done a 2 months of internship in medical affairs at one of the top global MNCs. She is here to share her insights and learnings from her journey. Hello, ma'am. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm really happy to be able to share my experience with everyone over here.
Okay, ma'am. So let's start with your experience during your MD in pharmacology from a very good institute in Mumbai. So how were your 3 years?
Before I get to my 3 years, I just want to say in short as to how I got into the field of pharmacology. Pharmacology, as we all know, doesn't really involve a lot of patient contact. While I was selecting which branch I want, I realized early on that I was not enjoying a branch with patient contact. So that is why I was considering whether I should do pharmacology or do an MBA. And then as I spoke to more and more seniors, I got clarity on the fact that I wanted to select this branch. Coming to my MD, as you rightly said, I did it in Sion Hospital. Sion Hospital is a very reputed institute, which is why I was really honored to get admission in that college. Some of the perks which this college offers to us, especially in pharmacology, one is clinical trials. जो clinical trials pharmaceutical companies लाते हैं हमारे लिए. Along with say a clinical department, our department used to get to conduct those trials, and as residents we used to get a chance to be CRCs, that is clinical research coordinators. So right from being able to recruit the patients to counseling them, consenting process, then seeing the process of randomization जो होता है, ये जो सारे clinical trials के processes होते हैं, to even things like storage of the drug, कि temperature कैसे maintain करना है, ये सारी चीज़ों का experience we got in Sion Hospital. Another thing is that it is an AMC, which means an ADR monitoring center. So we got to witness the major processes of pharmacovigilance. We got a lot of insight into that, right from collecting adverse drug reactions to I mean every year in September we have a PV week, pharmacovigilance week hota hai. So we have orations, quizzes and all. So that was also a good exposure into pharmacovigilance. And I believe pharmacology is one branch where communication skills are very important. So we used to have regular presentations. This is something I feel a lot of colleges do have, of course, seminars and journal clubs and so on. uh, Journal clubs are especially important because when you go into the pharmaceutical industry, you have to be able to interpret a lot of trial data and how you make sense of that data and how you tell it to the clinician कि इस drug को इस data के हिसाब से कैसे use करना है, to put it very simply. So that is why journal clubs are also very important, which were happening very regularly in our institute with discussions and all. In addition to that, talking about the rest of my MD journey outside my institute, also, I made it a point to attend some workshops and conferences. Of course, along with learning in these workshops and conferences, some very important things you get to do is one is networking. Okay, you get to meet a lot of people in the industry, in academics. You get to ask them, and it helps in charting your own career path. Ki where exactly do you want to go after you finish your MD? Do you want to go into medical affairs, pharmacovigilance, clinical development, or and so on? So networking helps on multiple levels. So workshops and conferences are most important for meeting people more than learning, I would say. And one very big perk of pharmacology is that our branch doesn't involve emergencies, so we don't have those 24-hour, 48-hour duties. So as a result, even after doing all these things, we do have time to, our own downtime to pursue our hobbies or if there are any other priorities and so on. So that is why I feel pharmacology, at least my residency, was a very balanced one. I got a chance to learn a lot, and with that base, I would like to go ahead and utilize what I've learned in the industry. So yeah.
Excellent answer, ma'am. So it seems like you have had a great experience in the branch.
Yeah.
So मैम, गेटिंग टू द पॉइंट, सो राइट नाउ आपको भी पता है जैसे मोस्ट ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स दे एस्पायर टू डू देयर इंटर्नशिप्स एंड some kind of posting in the big pharma companies. So coming on to that, so can you tell us that how you got into it? Was it a college program or did you find the way by yourself? So can you throw some light?
Yeah. So my internship was in the company AstraZeneca. Okay. So as far as I know, AstraZeneca, at least for MD pharmacology interns, we have got two major avenues to get into this industry, into this company ka internship. One is a competition called Project Idea. So in Project Idea, they will give you, they'll tell you to make like an awareness program for a particular disease and so on. Okay, so it's a competition and there are multiple rounds to it. So the winners there get they will get a 2 month internship in AstraZeneca, and along with that, there is a competition we have is PharmaSteer. So PharmaSteer is done in collaboration with KM Hospital. So these are two avenues which MD pharmacology residents have.
Okay, ma'am. So can you tell me that how was your day-to-day work or day-to-day duty as a medical affairs intern?
So in my internship, I'll basically tell you the aspects that I learned more than a day-to-day thing. So I was given a project where I have to make an engagement program for DM oncology resident doctors. As I said, I was in the oncology team. So the resident doctors, DM oncologists, the company is trying to engage with them at an earlier stage of their career so that they can see our company as a scientific partner, right? So as we go ahead, we engage with a lot of key opinion leaders and share data with them. But here we were trying to engage with the junior most doctors. So how to do that was my project. In addition to that, most of my internship went in a lot of networking and talking to people, mainly to get an insight as to what is medical affairs and what exactly goes on in the life of, say, an MSL or an RMA, right? So that is what we were trying to learn on a day-to-day basis. Uh, so we got a chance to there were multiple meetings which were held wherein we got a chance to interact with people from various departments. So we had a chance to understand how various other departments work. For example, you have your marketing team, your sales team. There is a team called market access. Then you have your public channel department and all. I won't go in the details of what is what, but these are the various departments. Then there are the regulatory authority. The regulatory department. Then there is diagnostics. So these are finer aspects which we don't know when we are in our 3 years of MD. So these finer aspects, we got an insight to them because we got to interact with people of those teams. And the main thing that we learned is how the medical affairs team interacts with each one of this. That डे टू डे जब उनका काम होता है तो जब उनके मीटिंग्स उनके साथ होते हैं, सो व्हाट आर द डिस्कशंस which go on, we got an insight into that mainly through the internship. So in addition to that, I also got a chance to attend a few speaker programs. So they had these international speakers who were coming in from abroad to speak on various anti-cancer drugs and so on. So that was one additional thing which I got to see during my internship. And finally, we got to speak. We got some interactions with some senior leaders also while we were giving our final presentations and all. So they also gave us an insight. And at the end of the day, it was a good chance to put ourselves out there and network with a lot of people from the industry, so that we got a chance to understand that is this the path where we actually want to go once we pass out and finish our SRship and so on. So that is why the internship was a huge learning experience, right from learning how various functions in the company work, and to also understanding whether this is the career path that we would like to go in. So that was what my experience was about.
So, ma'am, can you tell me that what is the on-field work of a MSL or a RMA? So, if you can tell from your experience.
Yeah, so before that, first of all, I did not get a chance to do a lot of
Okay.
on-field work. So, but
Okay.
what I heard from the remaining interns who got a chance to attend it was that basically the on-field work can involve various components. One is that even before you're launching a drug, you want to know what is the current therapy landscape. That current therapy, like for a particular disease, what does the treatment exactly look like, and that insight is given to us by the specialists of that particular disease. तो वो insights लेने के लिए we need an MSL to go and interact with the key opinion leaders who will tell us how exactly the treatment occurs, so that we get an idea कि हमारे drug को हमें कहाँ place करना है. Do we want it to be a first line therapy, second line therapy, or an add-on drug? All those insights are given by the key opinion leaders to an MSL, and later on. Once we are launching the drug, we have a lot of trial data. So we need someone to have these scientific discussions, interpreting the trial data and then giving it to the various key opinion leaders as to how exactly we interpret it and how do we use the drug. So that those scientific discussions are held by an MSL and even a lot of other people from the medical affairs team. The most important part is that these discussions are purely scientific, they are never promotional. Okay, so it's never like please buy our drug and all that. Those conversations don't happen here. It is mainly you're giving a very unbiased opinion about what the trial data is telling you. In addition to that, whenever you're going to the regulatory authorities with your data as to why they should approve your drug. So in addition, in along with the regulatory team, they also involve the medical affairs team in that. Uh, and there are multiple other functions, but the main ones which I understood was this. So, while the MSL's job is a lot of on-field work, the medical affairs team is a lot more diverse. Is my understanding of it.
Hmm.
And another thing
Okay.
is that the internship, of course, for an intern, they have a lot of confidentiality in their data. So an intern doesn't get an insight into
Hmm.
most of the inner stuff. So what we get as an intern is more of a peripheral view, uh,
Hmm.
or an overview of how things work, rather than the intricate parts of it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, nicely explained. Ma'am, what I'm trying to get here is, can you explain me that what is the organogram of a department of a medical affair in a top MNC? जैसे we all know that the first job or the junior most entry is the MSL or RMA. तो
Yeah.
फिर उसके ऊपर जो पूरा ऑर्गेनोग्राम स्ट्रक्चर रहेगा डिपार्टमेंट का वो कैसे रहेगा?
To the best of my knowledge, it is first, like the MSL, as you rightly said, is the junior most. Then you have your medical advisor, your MA. Like MSL is the same as RMA. Then you have your MA, which is medical advisor. Then in this institute, there was medical affairs manager. Then above that was the therapy area lead. Therapy area lead के ऊपर you have your medical affairs director, and then you have your country lead, your global team leaders and all. So that is the rough that is the rough hierarchy which was there in AstraZeneca. And as far as I know, the terminology keeps on varying from company to company. But yeah, by and large, the hierarchy is pretty much similar. So.
Yes, excellent, ma'am. And ma'am, can you tell me that which of your skills that you get or that you acquire during your MD in pharmacology will translate into industry as per your observations?
So as I mentioned, first of all, your presentation skills, okay, because you have to give a lot of presentations. So how you can explain and how you modify your explanation as per the crowd, that itself is a very important skill that you're supposed to have. For instance, when we give our seminars to fellow MD students or to our faculty versus the lectures that we give to MBBS students, the quality is very different. Now, how that translates into industry is that your discussions with your key opinion leaders, the presentations you give to them, will be a certain way that will have a lot of medical terminology and all. So, we are already having a doctor to doctor conversation. While, whereas on the other hand, when you are trying to educate the sales team, okay, that also comes under medical affairs. So when you're trying to educate the sales team, you have to go at a far more basic level because those people don't come from a medical background. So that is why you know how that is why, as I said, how you modify your explanations as per the crowd is also a very important skill which I felt we learned during MD. Then, in addition to that, to some extent, our journal clubs are also helpful. Although the kind of criticism that we do in our MD is a little different from the criticism expected in the industry, but again, it's a learning process. And the rest, I feel, is something that we learn along the way. And of course, every residency, whether it is pharmacology or medicine, surgery, or anything, it teaches you a lot of people skills, how to deal with other people, and all. So that it always goes a long way, whether in life or whether in your industry. So these, I feel, were the major lessons that I got from my MD.
Excellent, ma'am. Nicely explained. And ma'am, as you told that there are basically two main ways to enter the internship. The one is through the project idea contest, and the second is through Pharmasteer.
Correct.
So coming back to it, are there any other paths for, let's say, some peripheral medical college guy who is doing MD from some private institute or from some periphery?
So if you're talking about internship in other companies, those are available. Like as far as I am aware, there are internships being given by Pfizer, Abbott, Cipla, Alchem, because a lot of my peers have also gone to those companies and they didn't have to go through any competition. Mine was through a competition, but they got in through a short interview process. So through your college, you know, you can apply through them. To the best of my knowledge, but it depends on the vacancies also.
Okay, ma'am. So now coming to this internship thing. So from your experience, how important is to do an internship if one wants to enter the industry after his MD? Let's say if someone is missing out on internship, so is it a huge deal or can he work around these things?
As far as I know, see, I won't say that anything is lost if you don't get an internship. The main thing is that you get experience and you get an insight, as I said, whether you want to walk this path of industry or not. Because honestly, industry, I feel, is not something which is for, industry is not everybody's cup of tea. So your internship will basically tell you कि मुझे इस रास्ते पे जाना है या नहीं. But the unlike MBA, unlike MBA students, we don't have I mean, at least the company I was, they didn't really mention the medical interns having a PPO or a pre-placement offer. So that is why, suppose if you don't perform well in your internship and you're not getting, suppose you feel that you have not performed satisfactorily in your internship, again when you go for your round of interviews, you're getting a fresh start. So or suppose if you haven't done an internship, your process of interviews will exactly be the same as a person who has already gotten an internship. The only perk they will have is that they will have a little more insight about how processes happen, and they might have a few contacts in addition if they have worked in the same company that they are applying for. So networking and experience, and an idea about your career path. These are three main perks of getting an internship. But at the same time, suppose if you don't have one, for any reason, if you haven't been able to access one, I won't say that you have completely lost out or your prospects are gone. Your interview process will exactly be the same. So you still have hope. There is no issue in that.
Mm, yes, nicely explained, ma'am. And ma'am, last question from my side is, let's say if our MD resident has made up his mind and he wants to enter the industry, so will you recommend, or let's say, what is your view on doing the SR ship or skipping the SR ship,
Okay, so
according to you?
So in our case, I mean, I am from Maharashtra. So in Maharashtra, we have a compulsory bond year, and SR ship is compulsory if you want to go into academics. Now, most people over here do the SR ship because we have a 50 lakh bond, and I don't think anyone is willing to pay that amount. But even if it wasn't there, 1 year of SR ship, I would say is not a problem because, as I said, the teaching skills are also prepping you for, are giving you skills to teach the sales team and even talk to KOLs and all in your industry. So so teaching is one important experience that you get. And you also, suppose, let's say for 3 years, for some reason, you haven't been able to build your CV that well, you get an extra opportunity for CV building or further networking or having your own publication. So I would say SRship is experience as well as a bit of a leeway also. So, but at the same time, for any reason, if SRship is not compulsory for that particular institute, then I would say that going straight up into industry is not a problem. It is more than recommended, I would say.
So excellent, ma'am. It was a nice chat. I think a lot of people will get a great insight into what internship looks like,
Yeah,
because most of the students don't get their hands on these kind of internships. They are not in plenty.
yeah.
So, ma'am, जाते जाते will you want to give some advice to the MD residents? Any advice from your side?
Yes, so just a few tips. I would say I would give some academic advice. First of all, that MD pharmacology is something where most of your learning is very self motivated. If you have motivation, you will learn, and if you're not motivated enough, you can end up wasting time also, and that does happen in a lot of cases because it is not compulsory work that a patient is dying. You have to attend to them. That is not there in our field. So I would suggest that try your best to utilize your time, whether it is in terms of making publications or going for workshops or conferences and presenting your papers and so on. So utilize your time as much as possible. Build your presentation skills. Whatever आप जो भी prepare कर रहे हो, do it with the idea of कि मुझे आगे जाके इंडस्ट्री में कैसे यूज होगा. Okay, so that your preparation during your MD is much more channelized, you know. And I would suggest networking is very important because you have to know what's happening in other institutes also. Something that may not be happening in your institute may be happening in another college, especially in terms of research and all. For instance, I would say that this project idea competition, which I got into, was because of two of my friends whom I met at a conference. तो उनके साथ कोलैबोरेट करके मैंने उसमें पार्ट लिया प्रोजेक्ट आइडिया में एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट आई गॉट दिस इंटर्नशिप. सो यू नो आप यू नेवर नो कि आपके कॉन्टैक्ट्स आपको कहाँ मिलते हैं, कहाँ ले जाते हैं. सो दैट इज व्हाई आई वुड से नेटवर्किंग इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. एंड लास्ट बट नॉट द लीस्ट, enjoy what you do. And also, one thing I would like to say, which may not really be career related as such, but pharmacology is one decision which a lot of people around us may not always understand. You know, whether it is other doctors or whether it's our relatives, family, उनको हमेशा लगता है कि what kind of a doctor is there who doesn't treat patients. So sometimes we get a lot of questions regarding this. And my advice to a lot of residents is please develop a thick skin towards it. Don't get affected by these things because ultimately you know why you have come here, right? And one last thing I would say is to some aspirants also who want to take up MD Pharmac in future, that don't take pharmacology as a compromise. Take it only and only as a choice because this branch is great if you are sure of what you want to do in it. Prospects बहुत सारे हैं, but at the same time, if you are someone who has taken it up because clinical नहीं मिला, then you will regret it because because that person likes patient contact and pharmacology does not offer it except for few exceptions like clinical trials and so on. So I would say that pharmacology is such a brilliant branch that it should be someone's first choice, and it should not be a compromise by any means. And once you have taken taken the decision of taking it up, then don't take any unsolicited advice from people saying that clinical is the only real medicine and non-clinical में scope नहीं है and all. So that is so once you make your decision, go straight ahead with it is what I want to say.
Excellent, ma'am. Great insight. And thank you very much for your time. And I will definitely stay in touch, ma'am.
Thank you so much.